Hey guys, Mike Goldstein here of Easy Dating Coach. So excited for today. Let me know if you can hear us once we get started. Let me know. Give me a quick yes or no in the comments. What we're talking about today is how to feel confident and trust your body even if you have pain. And we've got one of my great friends, Beth Drayer here of Beth Drayer Movement.
And Buddy.
Oh, and Buddy, the dog.
And Buddy.
He's going to help us a lot. Oh, let's turn off the noise down there.
Sweet. We're good.
He's going to help us a lot. Oh, can we turn that off?
Why is it not? Oh, we're going to turn it off.
Just hit pause on that. There we go. At the X. Oh, technical difficulties. We got it.
We're good. We're good.
All right. Yes, we did it.
I'm a technical novice. Thank you.
All right. All right, guys. So how to feel confident and trust your body even if you have pain. This one is near and dear to my heart because not only is it about feeling confident in your body, but I used to deal with this. Oh, Buds wants to go down.
Buds is done.
Bye,
Buds.
Going down.
Bye, Buds.
Bye, Buds.
Thanks for playing.
All right.
Standard.
Yeah. When I was young, my nickname in high school was Fat Mike.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's good to know.
15-year-old Mike was called Fat Mike. I played on the soccer team. You're not supposed to be fat if you play soccer.
It's a lot harder.
Yes. So today we're going to make you feel confident with Beth in your body, and we're going to talk about how you deal with pain. And all this relates a lot to dating and relationships because if you're not confident, it's a big problem.
It's a big problem.
There's been a lot of scientific studies that in dating, the number one sexiest quality in both men and women, so this is
on both sides, confidence. And so if you do not feel confident in your body, which I can promise you, my whole life I have never felt truly confident in my body. I understand.
And I think some people may relate.
I think a couple might. I do. It's been a big portion of my life as well.
Yeah. So we're going to handle that today. All right, Beth, let's hop right in.
Okay.
What are the biggest struggles, challenges you see your clients facing when it comes to trying to be active but have pain?
One of the biggest challenges I think that a lot of people face right now, particularly, is that it's just information overload. They don't know where to start. They don't know because there's so many things that can be involved, especially when you're trying to get healthy, because it can be you haven't been moving a lot, you have a crappy diet, you don't sleep well. All those things are like intertwined together as well. So if you're sleepy, you don't want to move. If you have pain, you don't want to move and you don't sleep well. So like all of that is connected. And then they go to Dr. Google and there's so much information on Google that they don't know where to start. And then they just kind of just stay in this like pattern of rut that they don't know what to do. And a lot of them have been struggling with pain for so long that they don't know where to start. So that's probably one of the biggest things. Well,
let me jump in. So is the story, like, I know I've had this where I start feeling pain. So then I go sit on the couch and then I gain 20 pounds.
Right.
And then I don't feel confident because I don't look like what I used to.
For sure.
Is that the story that we're talking about?
For a lot of people, sure. I think, and I think I'm included. I think you do it as well, especially people who like just help people in general. You're the last person that you take care of. So a lot of people have families and they're worried about taking care of everybody else. And then they don't take care of themselves. So they keep putting it off to the side. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Then you're right. Like they don't move. They gain a bunch of weight. They still don't want to move now because now it hurts even more and they've gained a bunch of weight and they don't know where to start. I think that's a huge, huge problem that people face right now, for sure.
Nice. Should I tell my story about this?
I think you should.
Okay. So I was playing soccer, probably about 8-9 months ago.
It's been a long time.
And I went and swung at the ball and I totally pulled my glute. And I'm like, all right, I am definitely out of commission. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay on the couch for like 8 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. And, it should heal, right? It's going to heal. And then I'll get back out there and I'll get back to playing soccer. But I quickly found 3 months of doing nothing.
That was quick.
Yeah.
It was a quick 3 months later.
A quick 3 months later. I'm like, man, I wish I could play soccer. And it still hurt. And I'm like, I haven't done anything. Why is the rest not working? And so that's when I was working with Beth, who was my athletic trainer and has been for
since then, pretty much.
Yeah, since then for a year. I keep injuring myself. And what she taught me was, what is it? Movement.
Movement is medicine.
Movement is medicine.
For sure.
And she gave me some workouts. And literally a few weeks later, I'm like, wait a second, it doesn't hurt and I can work out. So could you talk a little bit about why that is?
Part of it, a lot of it is the use it or lose it principle. It's Wolf's Law. Whatever you use, you keep. Whatever you don't use, you lose. So if you don't use something, then it's a lot harder for you to gain that back. But the more you use it, the more it's easier to keep. So one of my biggest examples is like people who raise their arm over their head. Like a lot of people, as you get older, lose that range of motion. Well, because you're not putting your arm over your head. And then when you become 70, 80, you can't get this stuff out of the shelf. If you did simple movements during the day, just like arm circles, like I remember, just doing like arm circles, like in elementary school, thinking this is like the stupidest thing I've ever done. Like, why are we doing this? And then I took a course a couple of years ago and like, just do arm circles. I'm like, arm circles are like the greatest exercise ever. And it like occurred to me, I'm like, just simple movements like allow you to move better all the time. So if you can just do a little bit of movement, and for you, right, like we just needed you to get some good pain-free movement to build on. And as you could do more, you could just get more. And that was like the biggest thing, right? Like you're like, oh, I can do that. I just had to do like a quarter squat, right? You're like, that doesn't feel so bad. And then get you further and further. So the more you can use it, the more the easier things get, for sure.
Yeah, I remember the biggest eye-opening moment for me was like, for years I was told if something hurts, like go take some time off.
Yep.
And that was just totally wrong advice.
Yeah.
It was like, yes, you do obviously need to take some time off. But once you take a little bit of time off and you're healed, then you got to start, actually the PT and doing stuff.
Yeah. And that, like you said, like when you have like an acute injury, you're going to want to let it rest for a little bit, but you can do some like light movement even with that. Like, I'm not going to have you go kick a soccer ball right away, but like walking, let's walk and like be able to walk pain-free first. Sweet. Like, I think that's super important. And then just building from that. And that's basically kind of how I base all of my treatment sessions is get mobility and pain-free movement. And then you can just build on that.
I love it. Guys, if you're watching, just real quick break. We've got a Beth's giving us a free gift. This gift is pretty awesome. She overachieved in what I asked for. Instead of one free gift, she's got 3 options for you. Can you talk about that real quick for folks?
So basically what I did, basically what I did is I made a short workout routine for someone. And it basically covers all the bases of what you need. It gives you a squat movement, which I think is one of the most important movement patterns that we have. If you want to poop when you're 80, you need to be able to squat. So that's something I program in for everybody because I feel pooping is pretty important. And then one is a core exercise, which if you don't have a base to build off of, then you basically don't have anything. So you want to be able to do that. And then there's a small cardio piece. So what I did was I broke it into a beginner, an intermediate, and an advanced workout. It's 15 minutes. It could be as long as you want, to be quite honest, because you do 3 rounds and it's a 3-minute round. So you can basically kind of tailor it to however you want. And the movements are broken into like kind of an intermediate, remedial, and advanced kind of way. So.
All right. So the people that want this free gift, I'm going to put it down below.
Cool.
It'll be in the description. And then once we're done, I'll pop it in the comments. But right now it's in the description if you want to get it. Totally free.
Awesome.
Since we've got a beginner, intermediate, and advanced, basically what the heck does that mean? Like who's a beginner, who's an intermediate, who's an advanced?
Sure. I think part of it is kind of knowing your own body. And I think that's another thing that people really struggle with is being body aware. Like, I think we've had that conversation too. Like, you're so much more aware of things now than when we first started, just from doing the work that you've done. So I feel like people who haven't really done anything for, we'll say, a good year or two are probably going to be kind of beginner. And then if you feel that's too easy, cool, then you can go grab the intermediate one. But so if you haven't done anything, you have some aches and pains, particularly if you have aches and pains, knee pain, back pain, the beginner one is where you start for sure. If you feel like you move around okay, but you just don't like have much of a cardio base, or you're looking to just get started and do something new again, I would go with the intermediate. And if you're advanced and you do stuff all the time, go with the advanced. And then you can do it for 10 rounds and it's a 30-minute workout. And trust me, I do this workout in the bathroom. And I'm pretty much dripping sweat after 15 minutes. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
To try that one out.
Yeah. Well, you have a little more room than bathroom. It's useful, but you can do it in a bathroom. It has been done.
All right. Awesome. Helena Hart's here, everybody.
What's up, Helena?
Hi, Helena. Thank you for joining us. Who else is here? If you're here, I'd love to hear your name and what city you're from. Beth
Cool.
and I right now are filming out of Los Angeles.
Yeah. COVID Central.
And I'm Mike, and that's Beth. Yes.
Mike, Beth?
Yes.
Mike. Okay.
You got it.
Perfect.
Nailed it. The other thing, you really superseded or exceeded my expectations on your free gifts. You got 3 free gifts, and then also you're giving away a strat. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah, a 15-minute strategy call. So if there's something you want to work on and you've been having pain, or just something, if you want to just move better and feel better, give me a call. We'll sit down, have a chat, and get you set up.
Man, you are so generous. So 15-minute call. All of that's in the description.
Cool.
So everyone can click it and go get it. Definitely get the workouts. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But if you want to eventually get help, and she's helped my left glute, my right glute, and now my knee hurts. So like, unfortunately, I see her a lot.
Like I don't know what I'm doing right now.
She's fixed those 2. Now we're on to a 3rd.
You should stop hurting yourself.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's the best, and I've worked with, I don't know.
You've worked with a few people.
Probably like, I'm going to say like 20, 30 PTs. And she's the best. So that's why she's here, because I like her. I don't bring anyone on that I don't think is good. Anyway, I want to talk about body real quick.
Sure.
Sidestep. A lot of folks don't feel good in their body, including me. I'm like, I'm a little chubby.
Yep.
How do we get in a mindset of like, hey, I'm good enough. Hey, like I'm okay.
Super hard, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that I heard actually pretty recently, but has totally like flipped the switch for me, and I think is a game changer for a lot of people, is just be grateful for what your body has given you to this point. Like it's gotten you here, right? Like for people who've had babies, like you were able to birth this child, feed it and grow it and all these things. So the body is an amazing thing, and it's done so much for you. So be grateful for that, and not always think about what do I need to do to work to get this. You have this, and be gentle with it, and don't try to beat the crap out of it all the time, because it's going to start fighting back at some point. So I think that's a huge thing. So yeah, be gentle with yourself, because everybody has those thoughts. I know Olympic athletes who they'll look at somebody and be like, man, look at that girl. Like, look at the abs she has. And I'm like, dude, have you seen your abs? So everybody does it, and just be happy with what you have and be grateful for it.
I love that. Gratitude, so important. Like I was for a month. I remember when I was depressed.
You were poopy.
Yeah, I was poopy, and I started doing 3 gratitudes. Like, man, I have so much going, so let me just write these down and I'll share it with the world. So like I have some accountability, and that's what you should be doing with your body. It's like, man, this thing like got me out of bed. It allowed me to walk. Yep. Even today with my knee pain, I with Helena, I actually walked. I guess about like 3 miles or so, 3-4 miles. And, she's got knee issues too, and we both made it. So like, be grateful for that.
For sure. Yeah. And it's funny because I do a 3 gratitude thing as well in the mornings. And one of them is usually a body or movement type thing that I'm grateful for. just so I'm grateful I can go for a run this morning. I'm grateful that my body is allowing me to do this. So I think that's huge for sure.
Yeah. My favorite analogy that you talk about, and I'm going to let you explain it, is you talk about the body like how we treat our cars.
Yeah.
So how is like the body and how we treat our cars like
so different?
Yeah. So let's talk about this.
And I think we're all guilty of it, but we buy a car, we change the oil regularly, we make sure the tires are filled with air, the suspension's right. We take such good care of our car, and that's really disposable, right? Like if it breaks, you get a new one. You only get one body. So you should fill it with the right fuel. You should check, you should get blood work done to check that everything inside's working right. But who does that on a regular basis? You should do movement because that's what you're actually made to do. You're not really made to just sit and be stagnant all day long. So I know it's pretty cliche of a analogy, but it's so telling of how we view things in ourselves and how we need to be better about that and kind of, get checkups and such as we do with our car and make sure that we're running in our optimum way instead of at our lowest speed.
I love that. That's like my favorite analogy. So back to the challenge clients are facing of the pain.
Yeah.
All right. So we're in pain.
Yep.
Whether it be knee pain, back pain, just achy pain. Like, I think it's like right when you like hit that 30-year mark plus, and I can only imagine folks that are 60, 70 plus that are watching. It's like just things start hurting.
Yeah.
So what would you say the first step to overcoming like this like defeatist attitude of like things hurt and I can't do what I did in my 20s?
I can't tell you how many people are like, it's just old age. I'm like, it's not. Like it's not moving. And granted, like the older we get, it seems that we move less. But like I also work with people like one guy I'm working with right now, he's like 62 and he's about to go on a 5-day backpacking trip. Like he's awesome. Like all he wants to do is move. So, and he's like, but my knees hurt. So, well, let's work on that. Let's make sure that they're not bothering you so you can go hiking for 5 days. Cause I think you're my hero right now. Like that's what I want to be doing when I'm 60. So, I think one is being in the mindset that it's not just age, that things can get better. And start at finding someone that's not just going to treat your knee, your shoulder, whatever that one thing that hurts. You really need to look at things as a whole and be holistic with it.
Mm-hmm.
And find if it is pain, find where the root problem is and treat that. Because I feel like the second time the other glute with you was bothering you, like granted the first time that was a muscle, you definitely like kick the ball, you're like, my glute hurts.
Oh yeah.
But I think the second time, the other side was more of a nerve thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's coming more from your back, but you were feeling it like in your butt and then down into your hamstring a little bit. And so like, you really need to have somebody that's going to look at more than just, well, it hurts right here. So, well, let's focus right there. You really need to look at the whole picture and see what other habits the person's doing. Like we said, food, sleep, like all that plays into it. Like most of your healing happens when you're sleeping. So if you're not sleeping, then you're not healing. And if you're not fueling your body with the right foods, if you're giving it crap, it's going to give you crap. So it all plays together.
I love that. So then everything's attached and ultimately you're taking a holistic approach at fixing someone, like every component.
Yeah. So it's, like I've also worked with people with foot pain, but a lot of people say they have plantar fasciitis. And the more I work with people, the more it's coming from their back and their foot pain is not coming from their foot. So,
whoa. So interesting.
Yeah. So like everything's connected. So you can't always look at right where the pain is. So you really want to address everything in every aspect of the people.
That's crazy. So like foot hurts and it's really coming from your back.
Yeah.
Who would think that?
Well, not me. And hopefully your listeners now, right? Like somebody's going to be sitting there like, yeah, my foot hurts. Oh, but then you talk to people and like, have you ever had back pain? And they're like, oh yeah, but that was like a couple months ago. And they don't piece the two together. So, or the opposite, they had foot pain and now their back hurts. And then they're like, oh yeah, well my foot was hurting and now my back hurts. So it can go both ways.
I'm relating to that. Like my knee hurt. I went on a walk with Helena today and my knee hurt, but then I started feeling it in my calf. I'm like, they're all attached.
For sure. Everything's attached. So you got to look above, below. Like you can have shoulder pain because your ankle is not working optimally. So it goes all the way up the chain. It's crazy. It's amazing. I love the body.
I like that. All right. So pain, we got to figure out, we know where the pain is coming from, but we got to figure out what's causing it.
Right.
What's the next thing folks need to do to kind of overcome their pain and get back out there and get everything working again?
I think one, committing to it, because if you're not going to commit to it, then, you're going to just kind of be spinning your wheels, which once you did, you got better so quick, right? And it took a little convincing of you to start moving again, right? Because you're like, it's still kind of sore and it hurts. And there's and that's another thing with the whole body awareness is like, what's pain, what's discomfort, what can I work through, what can I not work through? Those are all like big things. So teaching people that kind of step, and then just getting somebody, like I said, I like to start with some mobility stuff, just so like what a good range of motion feels like. And I think we've talked about this before. Like, I think most people don't really know what good feels in their body until you actually feel good, right? Like, we've talked about food as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're bloated and, have stomach issues after eating all the time, when you don't, you're like, wait, this is how you're supposed to feel? Like, that's awesome. So same thing, like to get somebody to move in a pain-free range of motion, and they're like, oh, that's what it's supposed to feel. You're like, oh. So getting that pain-free range of motion, you start with some mobility, some good movement patterns, because that's where a lot of this starts from, is just weakness in some muscles and bad movement patterns, and then building those back up. And then you can strengthen those patterns, and then you can get them back to doing activities that they want to be doing, then be happy people.
I love that. Yeah, I think you brought up like an important myth that you and I have talked about so many times. The myth that like if there is a little bit of pain, that means you must stop.
Right.
Because that's what I thought, and so that's why the first time fixing my glute, I'm like, something hurts. I'm all right. I'm going back on the couch. But really, like, well, how? Talk to me about the pain. What level of pain is it?
Right.
Is it a sharp pain? Is it a dull pain? And like, if you're at what I heard from you is kind of like, if we're at like a 2 or a 3, keep rocking and rolling. Is it sharp? No, it's dull. We'll keep going.
Yeah.
Once you feel something sharp, then back it off. And it's not stop. Because what I used to do is I felt the sharp thing and I'm like, all right, back to the couch for 6 more weeks. And I never got better.
Yeah.
But then it was like, wait a second. Go to the 2 to 3. Like if we're doing squats, if I right now, like I can only do 1 or 2 or a half squat.
Right.
And then, the next day, maybe I'm doing 3. And then like a week later, I'm doing 5. And just building up.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden my walk that was, 100 yards, all of a sudden I'm on a jog for 10 yards.
Right. And what are we doing on Sunday now?
We're running 5 miles in 45 minutes somehow.
This guy. This guy. His idea.
She's pacing me, so.
Hopefully.
This one's in good shape. I'm going to be like, oh my God, when's it over? When's it over?
What was the guy's name? Iron, was it?
The Iron Cowboy?
Iron Cowboy. Just keep thinking Iron Cowboy.
Yeah, did you guys see that on Netflix? This guy, I think it's called the Iron Cowboy on Netflix. The dude ran an Ironman for 50 days.
Yeah, in every state.
In the country. An Ironman.
What are you thinking?
What is the distance on all that?
So an Ironman, it's a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, and a 26.2 mile run.
Every day.
Every day for 50 days straight in a different state. It usually takes like the cutoff to like not finishing in Kona is like 17 hours. So like that's a lot of time, and then you have to get to the next state. That was insane.
The guy is insane, but this guy is insane. But I loved his message. He's like, he did not start in shape. First of all, he was out of shape and couldn't run like 2 miles. That's where he started, and then just every day he built on it. But then, so this, running Ironmans eventually, started off as hard for him, right?
Yeah.
But then it became easier for him. And so he came up with this crazy goal. But he goes, I think it was his mom. He's like,
Yeah.
whatever is hard for you, go give it your best. Like for me, at first, like jogging for 3 minutes was kind of hard.
Yeah.
And eventually
For a
3
soccer
minutes
player.
turned into 5. Yeah, I know. It's embarrassing. 3, 5, 10, 20. And then I ran for 40 minutes. But find your hard or find a little difficult. If you haven't worked out and you need to go walk.
Just start with walking. Walking is one
Yeah.
of the best exercises. Like during this COVID thing, we've both done a lot of walking, I think. But it's been so good. Like for me, it's so good to clear my mind. Like just being pent up in the house, and I just needed to get out, and I have Buddy to walk. So I walk more than he does. He's probably asleep right now on somewhere. So yeah, like walking is really one of the best things. And a lot of times I actually program walking into people's rehabs and activities because it's so good.
Love that. Jonathan Aslay, welcome, buddy.
What's up,
It's good to
Jonathan?
see you, buddy.
How you doing?
Beth knows Jonathan.
I do know Jonathan.
He lives down the road from us. All right. Guys, if you have any questions for Beth about feeling confident and trusting your body or any pain you're dealing with, let us know. It looks like you guys do have some. So we're going to hop to some questions, but ask some more. You see below, we got a free gift for you. So go get you the free gift.
It's a great workout.
But right now, ask some questions, wherever they happen, left, right, one of those. And even if you're watching live now, we're going to answer them live. If you're not watching the replay, just plop them down below.
We'll get back to you.
I'll answer them. I'll send them to Beth. I'll hunt her down. She'll answer them. She's busy, but we got her. I'll find you.
Hiding.
All right. Darcy says, I have back issues. I do work on my feet at work the whole 8 hours, and doctor just prescribed a muscle relaxer, and that was it. What do you think about that?
So standard. It's not my favorite solution, I'll be honest. But I think standing can be brutal on your body for sure. But I think if you get some general strength, that helps a ton. And just posture wise, because even now, like a lot of people move to like standing desks and stuff like that to avoid this kind of like sitting at your desk. But then even with the standing desk, they still end up going there. So there's a lot of posture issues. So you end up still getting some back stuff. There's a lot of stretches and strengthening stuff that I would probably recommend for you, Darcy, but we could probably jump on a 15-minute call and try to work that out. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of strengthening with that because you're moving around and on your feet. You need to be able to carry that weight.
So basically, there's a lot of exercises that could make life a little better for her.
Yeah, but it's not like it's you need to go to the gym for 3 hours kind of exercise. I could probably give you a program for like 15, 20 minutes to do during the day and at morning, night, something like that, and get you going and feel better pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that was so interesting for my glute. You gave me like a 10 or 15-minute workout, just some quick exercises.
Yep.
And it brought me from the couch to running again.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Yeah, and then the amazing part is the first time we worked on my glute, it was embarrassing, but it took me 5 to 6 months to get back on the field. And then the second glute, I was like 2 or 3 weeks just because I didn't sit on the couch every day. I was doing something. Yeah. Movement is medicine. And I like finally it hit my brain.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it is like the myth of like, I need to rest.
Right.
I thought that. And then it took me a very long time to realize that was not it. Darcy, is that helpful at all? Do you have any questions about that? Or, if you want to talk to her offline, by all means.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard. There's a lot of things that could be causing the back pain. So there's some general recommendations, but I kind of want to know what's exactly going on before I say, go do this, because it could be the exact wrong thing. Because two people can have the same back pain, right? Like we both could have like pain right here or, but yours is caused from something that's completely different than mine. So it really needs like talk to you and figure out what's going on.
Absolutely. And just a side note on our background, I probably should have said this at the beginning. You have a master's degree in what?
Exercise movement science.
Master's degree in that.
Exercise and movement science.
Thank you. A little slower for me, all
Sorry.
right?
East Coast. My bad.
Brain goes slow. And then, I mean, she typically works with, folks that are the weekend warrior athlete, but she's also had a career of working with college athletes and professional athletes, professional volleyball players.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if she can help a professional volleyball player, I think she can help me, who is a weekend warrior soccer player.
Yeah, I've worked with it all. I've done middle school all the way up to, elderly, pretty much, and at all levels. So, but the body's the body, so it all kind of works similarly. So, I like playing with bodies.
All right. On that note, let's talk to Melinda.
Melinda!
Oh, Melinda, I think we might know you. Hi, Beth. I have had terrible lower back pain from arthritis. I have found tennis balls. Oh, wait, I can put this on the screen. What am I doing?
Oh, there we go.
I have found tennis balls to help my lower back for my glutes. What else to suggest? Is there a correlation to my bad knees?
There's absolutely a correlation to your bad knees. And if the tennis ball in your glutes helps your low back, it should probably help your knees too. That's a good question. Again, it's a lot easier to talk to people instead of just trying to like throw out suggestions randomly.
Well, you can ask her a question and she can write in again.
Did you get like an MRI and they tell you have like degenerative disc disease or anything like that, Melinda?
So Melinda, give us an answer when you get a chance and we'll respond.
Yeah.
Darcy, thanks for sending us your email. These comments, just so you know, actually disappear once we end this, so we won't be able to see that later, I think. But if you, Beth has a free strategy session link in the description, so if you go click that, you can sign up on her calendar. Let us know if you have any problems with that. We'll try to help out.
Cool.
That should be the easiest way to get a hold of Beth because her calendar is available. Melinda says, yes, I did.
Okay. So there's, it's a little bit, it's not a death sentence. Like people are like, oh, I did degenerative, disc disease. I'm like, okay, so you have pain, but like you can do a lot of things to reduce that pain. A lot of it is mobility stuff because the way the body works is that the way it's stacked, you have mobile joints and stable joints stacked above each other. So your ankle's a mobile joint, your knee's a stable joint, your hips are super mobile joints. Your low back is supposed to be stable joint. Your mid back is supposed to be a mobile joint. And what happens is when you start to lose mobility in one of those, the slack is taken up somewhere else. Or if you gain mobility in one of those, in order to stabilize, something else is going to start shutting down. So a lot of times the back is the culprit, or is the area that takes up all of that work. So learning how to use your hips better and gaining mobility back into your hips usually helps a lot for people with back pain. And once you can do that, then you work on stabilizing the back again and getting that core strength back again. And that usually helps people a ton. So
interesting. What do you think, Melinda? Was that helpful?
Was that helpful,
Any other
Melinda?
questions? Let us know, Melinda. Anyone else on here dealing with some pain? Helena, Jonathan?
Would she say?
All right, Melinda says, and we'll plop it on the screen. I got an MRI, and the physiatrist said I had a problem in the disc. Makes sense. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you sit a lot during the day probably as well. So a lot of that immobility starts adding up in the hips as well.
Makes total sense. I'm walking more and biking.
Yep.
Is that what you wanted to do?
Sure.
All right.
Definitely walking. If the biking feels good, sometimes people get on the bike and it starts aggravating their back because they're like in a hunched over position and it actually makes their hips tight as well. But if you're like in an upright position on a bike, that's perfect. But at this point, basically I tell people what doesn't hurt do, and we'll keep working on things to get you to do what you want to do pain-free. So
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like shutting people down anymore. That was my job for a while, and people were like, "Oh, if I go see the trainer, then she's not going to let me play." And I'm like, that's not my goal. Like, I want you to move as much as you want to move. So there's ways to work around things, and there's some things that, like, you couldn't play soccer for a couple weeks or a few weeks, right? But like, once we got you there, you're like, I'm free to go, right? And that makes you happy, right? Because that's what you want to be doing. So there's ways to work around a lot of things.
Yeah, we did a 5-6 month no soccer, and then the next one was maybe like 4 or 5 weeks back to soccer.
Yeah.
I like 4 or 5 weeks. And even I think like we took maybe like a week of rest that time, and then I was back at doing things. And then 2 weeks later, I pretty much felt like almost back to new. And then I was playing soccer, actually even for way too long. I played juggling for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, that
and
was
pain-free.
Yeah.
Super sore because my body wasn't used to doing stuff, but the glue was good.
Everything else.
Yeah, everything else was like, okay, can you go lay down, old man?
Yeah. You're an old man now.
Yes. Definitely.
Killing me. Killing me.
Oh boy, I need to get better at this. Comments. What is Melinda saying?
Yes, I said a lot. No biking bugs on. Okay. No.
Melinda.
You as well,
Good to
my
see
friend.
you. Thanks for hopping on. We appreciate you.
Yes.
All right.
If you have any other questions, let me know. We can chat.
Yeah. Beth.
Yeah.
Any last words of wisdom about what we're talking about?
Covered a lot of them actually. But be kind and just don't feel like you're stuck. I feel like a lot of people, like Melinda just said, right? Like she went to this doctor and got this thing. And I feel like a lot of people bounce around trying to find the right answer. And they just kind of get passed around a bit and not really getting the help they need. Keep looking, because there's somebody out there that can definitely help you. So I think that's one thing. Don't think that you're just stuck in this state right now. There's definitely ways to get out of it. And then I'd say, I just had a thought and that just went away.
You know what? Can I talk about something?
Please. Go on. Yes.
Oh, you want to go?
No, go.
Oh, I remember when I first met you, I was in terrible, like every time I ate, I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And you're like, you don't have to be this way. I'm like, yeah, whatever. This is just how you feel when you eat. I'm like, after I eat, I don't feel good. And that's it. So then I saw that you were eating a different way. Like you happened to take a few things out of your diet. I was like, I wonder. So I was like, wait a second. If I take some more things. So I had no clue what was causing me.
And your mom's a health coach.
My mom's a health coach. But she yelled at me too. I'm very stubborn if you haven't realized. But I eventually come around. But anyway,
this is true.
Then I came up with like a basically got rid of everything type diet. Like I was eating vegan for a little bit. And I was like, wait a second, there's no pain. But I'm like, I don't really enjoy eating vegan that much. So like I wanted to bring some things back in. So I started slowly, elimination diet, bringing in. I'm like, cheese. Wait, every time I eat dairy, I don't feel good. Dang, no dairy. And then, wait a second, every time I eat gluten, I don't feel good. But wait, if I eat any meat, I do feel good. So I'm like, ooh, meat's back in, baby.
You were very happy about adding the meat back in.
I'm like, meat's back in. But dairy and gluten, probably not. So now I'm like, whoa, I feel good when I eat. So I'd encourage folks, like, if you might not even know that you could feel different.
For sure.
I'd encourage folks to try, taking some things out of their diet and see. Or actually, you got to kind of take
a lot of things out of your diet, but like you did, right? Piece by piece, add things back in. It's a process, and I've been asked diet questions all the time, and it's so individual. So it's so hard to say. Like I never said to you, you need to eat this, this, and this, because I don't know what's going to agree with you and what's not. So let's get it down to pretty basic. And you were eating pretty basic. Felt good at basic. Okay, now we can add things back in and see what things set you off. And that's it's a process and you need to be super patient, which you were most of the time. But it helps, because how much better do you feel now?
I feel so much better.
And you lost weight, you look better. You're going to go run 5 miles. When was the last time you wanted to go run 5 miles?
Never.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to do that. Yeah. And furthermore, this is the first time I ran a mile under 7 minutes, 6:58 miles, huge. Which I haven't done in 12 years. And that's because of the new diet and the new lifestyle that my athletic trainer, Beth, has instilled on me. So, yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. And now I'm making her run the 5 miles with me.
Yeah, I don't know how I got suckered into this, but yeah. This will probably be the longest I've run for a few months now.
Yeah, and you're setting the pace. So I just got to follow you.
Just follow me.
Just got to not lose you. Come back, Beth. I'm coming.
Iron Cowboy. I have to remember that. Iron Cowboy.
Hey.
Who else we got?
Darcy. Darcy's in. Darcy, you figured it out. Oh, cute kids.
Awesome. Oh.
Look at the cute kids.
That is cute. Oh, they're cute kids.
I don't know what that white thing in the middle is.
I think that's the Easter Bunny.
Oh, that's the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of Jewish. I didn't know that. Okay, Easter Bunny.
I think that's what it is. Or it's a creepy snowman. But
Does anyone have any questions before we hop off? I think we're almost done here. So if you got a question, you better get it in. Oh, Jonathan Ashley.
Jonathan, he's not there yet.
I used to be doing that with Jonathan. 102. We climbed the Empire State Building, Jonathan and I.
Is that what it came out to?
I think the Empire State Building's 113. Is that right, Jonathan? 113?
That's it?
Yeah, it's not that.
I didn't realize that.
130, 113, Jonathan?
I don't know.
Anyway, that I couldn't have done till recently. And Jonathan, in his 50s, kicked that butt. Got up those stairs.
That's awesome.
I know.
Yeah, he's in good shape.
Yeah, he is in good shape. Okay, guys. This was a lot of fun. Does anyone have any dating questions, relationship questions before we hop off?
102 floors.
102 floors, yeah. Oh, floors. See?
Yeah, so you have to do that how many times?
How many floors?
Yeah, so if you did 102 stairs, that's not how many floors you did.
Oh, no. We did 102 floors was the Empire State Building.
Oh, gotcha. So I see what you're saying.
102?
You did 102 floors. Got it. That's how many you climbed.
Yes.
Got it. Not stairs. Not
I'm thinking. Yeah, a lot of stairs.
That's a lot of stairs. That's a lot of stairs. Got it.
A lot more stairs.
A lot more stairs.
Yeah.
I know what I was going to say.
Yes.
Before we take off, if that's cool. But the more you move because we said in the beginning, the more you move and you feel confident, and you feel good in your body, the more confidence that you can exude, right? So, and that goes straight back to your dating thing. If you can exude confidence, you said it is the number one quality. So I think just being comfortable in your body and being able to move and being happy is huge.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I lost some of this belly, walk around, I'm like, hey, ladies.
You did. Good man.
So we're getting there.
You're getting there.
Actually, I'm going to be gratitude. I'm grateful that I'm at where I'm at.
Yeah,
I feel good.
For sure. Today's a good day.
Going to run 5 miles on Sunday in 45 minutes.
Under
45 minutes. You guys can hold me accountable and ask me if I did it. So if you made it this long, you got to kick my butt on Sunday and say, did you make 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do it.
I will drag you across that line.
I'm going to drag myself. I'm so tired.
All right. Have an owner put you on your back.
Yeah, someone carry me. Okay.
Steps. Perfect.
Kids, we're going to get out of here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on here.
Of course. Awesome. Thank you for coming.
This is so cool.
You changed people's lives and changed my life.
So do you.
Of course you're going to be on here.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for spending a little time with us on this Thursday.
Thank you. Gratitude.
Write us any questions, comments. We will check all of them, and we will answer because we love you and we have nothing better to do because it's fun and we love this. Yeah, COVID, we will be here at our computer answering every single one of your questions because we're practically on quarantine. We got you. All right. Love you too, Jonathan.
Love you, Jonathan. Bye, guys.